This here is Remy. And Remy does not like having his paws licked. Or his paws licked. He doesn't have his paws wiped. So what we're doing is teaching him to wipe his paws by putting treats underneath the towel. And it took a couple of minutes. He was really struggling at first, but you see now he's kind of nudging it. Now when you do this, we're going to have our helper here, Jax, is going to grab that blanket and try to sort it out again. But basically you just want to get you can use a hand towel or whatever you want. You want to get some high value treats that have a good stink to it like these. And there you go. And so now I'm going to distract Mr. Remy. Remy, we're going to distract you. Find it, and then we're going to lay the towel down, and then we're going to put the treats just right underneath and put his hands on either side. There we go. So yes, grab one treat and try. Now, Remy there is just sticking his head and getting the whole thing. If that's the case, you might just put one under each time that you do this. But I like to usually start off with a pile. Now, it's got to be a really stinky treat so that he really knows how to do it. So as soon as he touches it with his paw, you say yes, reach underneath, grab a treat. And because he's a smart dog, he is trying to pull the treats out himself. There you go. Yes. And so now eventually when he starts just going and digging at it right away, and you can anticipate it, then you would come up with a cue. And we'd introduce the cue by just saying, pause. And then he scratches his foot once. You say yes, give him the treat, and repeat. Now, right now we're using a towel for this just to help him kind of figure it out because it's a little bit easier. But eventually we'd use something like this that's got more form to it, and you'd actually just use a actual floor mat that has kind of the tassels on it, so that's going to make it easier to clean his feet. Now this is pretty easy to do for the front paws. The back paws are a little bit more difficult, and so I'll have you film me if you can real quick. And so Remy, puppy, here buddy. So if I want to touch his back paws or lick, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold a treat here, touch, and then give him a treat. That's probably not great camera presence, so let's do it on this side so people can see what's going on. The magic. There we go. So I'm holding it here, touching his paw, then I'm releasing the treat. And eventually I want to do this, lift the paw up a little bit, give him a treat. Eventually I would do the same thing and maybe have a wet wipe underneath it, wipe his paw, and then release that treat. And eventually what you want to do is you want to switch it where you go like this, and then you give him the treat. So it's important that we switch because there's nothing wrong with holding a treat to his lips each time, but we'd like to make it what's called a precedent. So then he's kind of like, okay, so you're going to mess with my paw, and then I get a treat afterwards. And so now you can teach him. Now we've taught him paws, and he comes and digs at his front paws. It's on a floor mat that's got nice tassels, so he can tell the mud off. And then we just basically use that for his back paws and keep him all sparkly white. Remy, sit. Well, this is my buddy Remy, and this is a quick video on how you can teach your dog to wipe its own feet.